and welcome. This is Aces John playing The Long Dark. This is basically just an intro. We're just going to look at a few things and let you watch the graphics and things and see how cool it is. I like this game. It's very relaxing. There's not a whole bunch of pressure, although you do have to survive in a sort of weird story. The world is struck basically by something like an EMP, and then you have to survive by yourself in an Alaska-like setting. There aren't anything to contend with, such as zombies or other survivors. You just have to go out and find stuff, carry stuff around, create base, things of that nature, and play by yourself. There's some the options are not quite available. It's not available in alpha, for instance. The story. Sandbox. We've got quite a few things going on in Sandbox. As you can tell, I've already played a game. Let me see. The new Sandbox. Let's create. We'll show you what can be played here. The Pilgrim. You wander the long road to observe the quiet apocalypse and chronicle the passing of an era. All about atmosphere. Not much of a real challenge. It's really just a relaxing way to walk around and get some food and try some cool crafting things and things of that nature. Mostly for people who are interested in exploration. Wildlife does not attack you unless provoked. Voyageur. You are an explorer, an equal parts hunter and hunted. The world will not give you anything freely, but you'll find that with time you can master it. For players who are looking for a reasonable challenge, exploration, survival experience, but not a punishing one. And then the final one, Stalker. Your demise waits behind every hilltop, shelter, and tree. Only by skill and determination can you snatch another hour from death's hungry jaws. For players who are looking for a punishingly challenging survival experience. So those are the three options, and I kind of like this one. Let me see if there's anything back here that I missed. Let's look at the options. You got quite a few irregular options. Nothing that you're going to be excited about. Now you can switch between the 12-hour and the 24-hour. And I'll flash a graphic up real quick. This is also got a lot of support for different languages, but you have to download them in the, especially in Steam, which is what I play in. You have to use the Steam Workshop. Subtitles, language, field of view. So pretty much the standard stuff. Audio. Most of mine turned down and my music off. So let's turn it up just so people can experience it. Overall sound. Turn it down a little bit more because that's a little loud. Yeah, that's better. Controls. Not a whole bunch. Gamepad is enabled, but I don't use a gamepad. I use a mouse. Key bindings, and here's where you can find all the different things that you can do basically for controls. And it's basically a WSAD. You have the opportunity to sprint, which you do a lot. Left control is crouch. It's just something good to remember because sometimes there'll be things under beds or down low that you can't see unless you crouch and look under things. Like people have dropped things on the floor and they've rolled under the bed. Place, aim, throw for T. You do get the opportunity if you play long enough to have weapons, and so this is what this is for. Holster is like so you don't have to carry it out. Survival plan, inventory. I don't know what survival plan panel is. I think that's your crafting basically. We'll look at that when we get in there. So I need to write that down so I don't forget it. You're probably getting bored of all this stuff. Let's get out of here and let's start the game. I want to play Sandbox because, you know, obviously I have to because the story is not installed yet. And the updates in this are rather frequent. I think frequent enough to have justified buying the game, especially for me. And I don't play it a whole lot. It's not a huge passion of mine, but it's one of those games that I'm going to go back to, and back to, and back to, and continue to play for a very long time. I think this is one of those games that passes the test of time and continues to be playable for a long time. Now they've actually added considerable amount of material here. Let's start over here where it started. Desolation Point. It's for intermediate players. Several key shelters, plenty of hostile wildlife, and harsh weather conditions to be found around the remnants of once thriving whaling industry. Connects to Coastal Highway. And all these are like zones, so they all connect each other like through some sort of tunnel, from my understanding, because I have gone between two different zones before. Pleasant Valley for advanced players, a challenging vast mountain wilderness region with a few key shelters originally settled by hardy homesteaders, connected to Mystery Lake, Coastal Highway, and Timberwolf Mountain. Coastal Highway for intermediate players, a weather-battered coastline rich in shelter and resources. Watch out for wildlife. Connects to Mystery Lake, Pleasant Valley, and Desolation Point. Mystery Lake. This was the original one. Ideal for new players, a balance between wilderness and man-made shelters, resources, and wildlife. Connects to Coastal Highway and Pleasant Valley. So that's the one they suggest you start in. Let's go over here. I don't think we covered Timberwolf Mountain. For advanced players, an isolated alpine region with very few shelters or resources. A true test of wilderness survival skills. Connects to Pleasant Valley. And starting at random. And then more regions are on their way. And they have been pretty steady about bringing regions out. So, because when I first bought this, all they had was Mystery Lake. So I'm going to play this because the wildlife will attack you. And I'll play on Mystery Lake because that's pretty much the beginner's map. And you can decide whether you want to begin there or not yourself. But we're just going to go in and have a look around. Ah, there's the music in the background. That's pretty cool. You can choose between a male and a female. I'm going to choose male. And this is just going to be ageless. Male. Start. Mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought your plane crashing down into the northern Canadian wilderness. How long can you survive? And that right there is the basis of the game. No one can tell what goes on between the person you were and the person you become. No one can chart that blue and lonely section of hell. There are no maps of the change. Oh, a little bit too slow of a reader. Alright, this is us. As you can tell, it's kind of a first-person game. Let me see. This is the tab I wanted to see. Yeah, this is your survival panel. Tells you warm, rested, full, slight. Whether or not you're thirsty or not. Calorie store. Feels like. And this is the temperature. And this is your time of survival. So you have to keep all these up to above a certain level. Like right now, I'm just standing out in the cold. So... Alright, I want to see. These to tell you that this is what you're wearing. I'm wearing all this stuff, but then it's not a lot of material. And when you look at the individual things, it shows you how much it helps. Run-of-the-mill running shoes, useless in the great outdoors because they only add 0.5 degrees Celsius. And it is Celsius, so... you do have to get used to Celsius. So what we'll do is we'll bring up this, we don't even have a map. So we have no idea where we are or what we're doing other than we just crashed and we got to find a way to survive and we're freezing to death. So what we're going to do is we're going to look around for somewhere. And then shift will give you sprint. An upper right hand corner will give you your exhaustion bar. And you'll notice that you do eventually run into wildlife. Like there's bunny rabbits, and if we had a weapon we could catch the bunny rabbit and eat it eventually. But I am not finding any survival places as of yet. Although you can see from the indications here that there's something that's been here because the trees have been cut down. So we're probably near, I would have to guess, either a homestead or a logging facility. And there we go, right there. There's something right there. Hopefully it'll provide us a little shelter, maybe something we can scrounge to equip ourselves with a little bit better equipment than freezing to death with what we've got on. Although I can see completely through that building, so it's probably not a good thing. Yeah. However, firewood, take it. Now, if I wanted to, I could start a fire. I've got one match, some cedar, and I could warm up. But I think I'm going to wait and see if I can find another better place out of the wind. Green birch sapling. A hatchet is required. So there are things you can do if you have the equipment. As you can tell, things have gone from worse to worse. The atmosphere is thickened up, and if I were walking right past a giant house full of chocolate candies and fur coats, I wouldn't be able to see it. Okay, well, I'm slowly going to freeze to death, but I found the Trapper's Homestead, and I am going to run my little freezing self up into there. And get warm. Apparently there's a fire going. Oh, nice. 98% frozen. There's a wood stove. So I'll start a fire. Cellar, I don't have any. I've got 2 pieces of cedar firewood. Alright. 70% chance. You actually have a, or used to have a skill based chance of starting your fire. That would increase as you got more efficient at it. And it's very, very sad when it doesn't light. Oh, but that sounds like it's working like a charm. Ah, yes, see, your skill in fireworking started. And then all these items that you can take. Ooh. Rifle round. This is what I said about you would never have seen that rifle cleaning kit if you had not been able to crouch.
What have we here?
Provides you the ability to fuel your lanterns. Really need a hatchet so that I can... Oh, there's a snare. I can use that to capture small... Alright, I'm going to drink that. The calorie counter goes up 250.
I could use this.
That's awesome. So this is a real find for my guy. Cloth. You can disassemble things that you don't need into their component parts, and then use those component parts, such as cloth, to repair your own clothes or whatever you happen to be wearing at the time.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Accelerant uses to help increase your chance of lighting a fire successfully. Tinder. Wow. I guess. Huh. No idea. I'm sure there's something really, really awesome in there, but I can't get to it. Oh, this is a super huge fine can opener, because you can open your cans with a knife. Ooh, now that's a very high quality meal right there. That you don't have to cook. I can put that in the fireplace.
That'll come in handy.
Breakdown? I can break it down without a tool. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You don't want your fire to burn down because then you have to light it again. Oh, the workbench. I forgot about this. You can create these different things on the workbench. Torch, snare, which we already have, a hook, a basic hook suitable for fishing, a line suitable for fishing, fishing tackle, rabbit skin mitts, which we would have to get some rabbits and cured guts for, deerskin boots, pants, wolfskin coat. A lot of these things you will find and you won't actually have to create them, but it does add a lot to the game that you can do these things yourself. Breakdown. How long do it take to break? 30 minutes to break it down? No, I'm not going to take 30 minutes to break it down by hand. Chair. Take 45 minutes to break it down. Nope. Not going to happen. So yeah, that's pretty much all we found in this place. Check the backpack. Please be a hatchet. Please be a hatchet. Please. It's empty. Well. Pooh. So there wasn't a whole bunch in this place, but you get the idea. You find things, you warm back up, because you'll see here, I'm tired, but my chill is going away. And actually, I'll sleep here, and you can see the probably a weapon or of some sort. I really need a hatchet. If you have a hatchet, you can use that to cut wood outside, as well as just break things down into the component parts and use them as firewood. But if you cut up hardwood outside, there's a lot more that you can a lot of it you can cut. It's fast and it will burn overnight. You can actually leave a fire on overnight and wake up nice and toasty in the morning. So I'm going to sleep beyond the fire just to show you what happens. So our fire's only going to last for like an hour. I'm going to rest for, let's say, 4 hours. See my warmth bonus, because it's a bed with blankets. It tells you how much calories you'll burn. I'm going to rest. When we wake up, the fire will be all gone. And it will be dark outside, so it will actually kind of be useless for us to have slept then. Yeah, and see, now we're cold and hungry, but we're almost completely rested. Oh, actually, no, we're not cold. We're still warm, completely warmed up, and we're almost rested. So, at this point, I guess I could eat a little bit. Yeah. Oh, peaches. That's 45%. I want to eat that before it goes bad. Use a can opener. And then eat it. Yummy, yummy. And then my calories go up to 1,700. Eat that. but I don't have any water, so I will probably get thirsty because of this. Water is a separate issue. Yeah, because you can see my dry mouth is not improving. So I'm going to go in here and sleep till morning. 7-ish. And we'll see what his condition is at this point. Alright. Yeah, see, I'm probably going to die because I don't have anything to eat, drink. And I mean, I really don't have anything to drink. I could eat these. And I think that might help a little bit because it has fluids in there with the fruit, but we'll look. Yeah, see, it helped a little bit, but not very much. So anyway, that's the basics of the game. This guy really didn't get very lucky to start out with. Let me see, where's my light? Can I get a torch? Nope. I have no torch. I have no light, so I can't even see. And now I could light a flare. I'll show you how those work. These are important because you can use them to throw them at things to scare them off. If you push down left to hold, it'll light. And then you throw them, and like say that bench is a wolf and it's coming at you, you could throw it at it. But you know, this way it's used as a flashlight basically. Yeah, I can throw it. So I've lit it. Now I can throw it. There you go. That would scare off a wolf or some bad monster chasing you. So this has been Ageless John playing this awesome game. I hope you give it an opportunity and a chance to play it. It's relaxing, it's fun, and it's stressful at the same time. And I think for most people, this will be one of those games that they come back to time after time.